Hello everyone, welcome back to 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. This is day 35 of our 100 Days of Coding journey. And today's topic is background color and background images. And this is part 1 of this series, of this lesson. Today's lesson, that's day 35. All right. In our previous lesson, we learned how to use colors in CSS. We explored named colors, hex colors, RGB colors, RGBA colors, and HSL. And we started giving our websites a professional color scheme. Today we are taking another exciting step by learning about background colors and background images. These properties help transform plain web pages into beautiful modern websites. By the end of today's lesson, we will begin creating a professional hero section for our websites. Let's get started. So let's look at the learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what a background is in CSS, apply background colors to HTML elements, add a background image using CSS, understand how CSS locates image files, create the foundation of a modern heroes section. So here, open your portfolio or your website project. So you open your website project, that's in the VS Code. So in the open this file, so index.html and see again. So where's the index.html? So this one where I am right now. Then run the project in your browser. So if you run it and it runs perfectly, so that's you have done a great job up to now. Our website now has a better color palette, but it still look quiet or simple. Today we will start making it look like a modern website. So what is a background? A background is the area behind an HTML element. Every HTML element can have its own background. For example, you can add a background to the entire web page, a navigation bar, section, a footer, a button, a card. Backgrounds help separate sections and make websites more attractive and easier to read. Now let's look at the background property. So the background property changes the background color of an element. So the general syntax, there's the general syntax for it. So I'm going to my CSS file again. So open your CSS file. So here, this is how the syntax is. So selector, then the brace. Yeah, then that's what background color. So let's say background color. Yeah, so background color. Then we can have what the value. So let's say value here. Yeah. All right. So example, we can have. So let me check if I did something here. So this one here. You can see this one here. This is an example of what the background color. This changes the background color of the entire page. It changes the so when you take let's say footer, the entire footer here. So for example, let's say we want it to the body. So I'll clear this one from here and go to what? The body. So where's the body? So the body. So background color. You said what? White. So now I'm going to change it to what? Let's change it to this color. Let's change it to this color. So F5. Then let's say F7. We talked about this one yesterday. So F7 then F8. In the previous lesson rather. So that's what lesson of white. You should change what to white. So I can, let's say I want to where's it? This one here. All right. So let's say this one I want it to be, let's say green. So let's say green. So this one the background should change to what color? Green. Can you see? Hope you can see. All right. So let's say we want here to red. So let's say red, color red. If you open, it should change to what? Red. So that's it here. Hope you can see. So we don't want this color. We still want our white. So I'm going to clear this off here and introduce my white back. So if you open and you refresh the browser, it should appear here. It should appear like this. So you can see. All right. Now let's style the entire web page. So open the style.css. So this particular one. So the style.css, the body. So you are going to style that one. So the fonts, if you have not done it, so the font family. So let's say the font family is still what? Arial, then what? Sans serif. Then the font size. So let's say the font size is what? White. Sorry, the font color is white. Then let's move to the margin. So margin, let's say the margin is let's say 0. So margin is what? 0. So if you open, you should see what the margin is close tight. All right. Now let's understand something here. So understanding this good. So this by the background color here. Since we are doing what background, let's understand this one here. So this particular one here changes the background color of the web page, and I've talked about that one already. So then we have the fonts family. So this one here, the font family here changes the background color of the changes the fonts used throughout the website. And then we have the margin is equal to 0. The margin removes the browser's default spacing around the web page. Now let's go to hero section. What is a hero section? A hero section is a large section at the top of a website. It is usually the first thing visitors see. A hero section often contains a welcome message, a title, a short description, a background image or color, a button. It can be a button as well. So most modern websites have a hero section because it creates a strong first word impression. So now we are going to update our HTML file. So let's create the hero section here. Open open index.html. So you are going to open what? The index.html here. Then relocate what? Where the welcome to my portfolio. So this particular one here. Now the welcome to my portfolio here, you are going to what? Include what? Section. So here, where is it? Well, okay, so this one here. So section here. Sorry. So here. So let's say we want to include this here. So section. So section. I here. So section. Then this one is not needed here. This is not where we want this one to be. So index.html. So let's copy this one. Let's add this one and paste it here. So let's say we want to paste it here. So here, I here. Then let's say we include what? A paragraph. So I want to include what? A paragraph. So P. So I'm just typing anything. So learn. So let's say learn web development. So web development. So let's say web development. Sorry, web development. Let's say programming. Then let's say and technology with Derrick-Redeemer. Let's say that way. So and technology with Derrick-Redeemer. I here. Then you close what? Your section. So this particular one here. I here. So you close this one here. All right. Now save your file. Nothing changes. If you save your file, so let's change our file and open. So now and you see. All right. So nothing changes yet because we haven't styled the new section. Now let's style the hero section here. So open your style.css. So open your style.css here. Where's the style.css? So this one. Then you are going to introduce what? Hero section. A hero section. So let's include what? Our comment. So hero section. Sorry. So hero section. Okay, so hero section. Then this. Then here dots. Then that's what? Hero, right? So hero. Then I have background color. Let's say background color. So the background color is, let's say sorry. So hash. Let's say A0. So I'm using the still this one blue. So 66 C2. Here. Then let's come to color. So let's say color. So that's a test color. The color is white. So I want white. Here. Then sorry, the semicolon. Then test align. The center. I guess test align. So center. So center. Then let's say padding. So padding. Let's say padding. Then the padding there. Let's say 20 pixels, 70 pixels, 20 pixels. So 70 pixels. Then what? 20 what? Pixels. And you now save your file. Refresh the browser. So save your file and what? Refresh the browser and see. So let's refresh our browser. Sorry, I think there's something wrong. Oh, okay. I've not included this one, the section, this one, the section class. That's why. So class is equal to what? So hero. Sorry, I've not included. So now let's refresh. Now you can see. Here. All right. So let's wait for it to. So now let's understand the hero section in CSS. The background here, this background here adds what? Blue to our website. Background, blue background. Then the color white. This one here. This one makes all the text inside the hero section of white. Then you have the text align. The text align here, that's what the center. The center is what? The heading and paragraph. Right here. Alright. Then we have what? The padding, this one here. 70 pixels and 20 pixels. This one has what? Space inside the hero section. The first value is 70 pixels, has space above and below. The second value is what? 20 pixels, has space on the what? On the left and what? Right. So here. Now let's go to the background images. So instead of using only a color, we can use an image as a background. So this creates a more modern appearances. For example, so the property is what? Background. So let's say what? Background image. So let's say background image. So this is what the property background. The background image. Sorry, background image. Here, that's what the property. All right. So here we are going to what? So for example, we can have something. So there is it. So URL. I follow it. URL. Then this. Then image. So the double quote image. Then what? Let's say the name of the. So the name of what? Of the image. Here then you close using semicolon. Sorry, semicolon. Here. All right. Now let's understand this one relative parts here. So our project looks like this. This is how our project looks like. You have my websites, then we have audio, you have CSS, we have images. In the images, we have banner, favicon, icon, logo, we have project profile. When you come to the JS folder, we have scripts, then video folder, we have other things too. Then we have index.html and those ones. Here. Notice that the style.css is inside the CSS folder. While so we are using what? The banner. Here we use this banner here, this one, the one that I named as banner. So while banner.jpg is inside the image folder. To move from the CSS folder back to the main project folder, we use this. So we use this, the three dots, sorry, the two dots. Then we enter the name, the images what folder. So our CSS becomes what? So our CSS becomes something like this. So here. So where is it? Yeah. So like this. Dots, then this. So here we can have something like this. So here should be what? Banner. So let's say the image is what? Banner. All right. So sorry. So images. So what's the folder name? The folder name is what? Image, right? So images, and we have this /. Then how do I save the banner? So that's banner dot what? JPG. JPG. Hope you get it. All right. So let me click this dot from here. So the two full stops means go back one folder. So adding the background image. Now we are going to add the background image. So where the color is, we are going to replace that part with what? This one here. So where the color is, where is it? So this particular one here. So let's replace. Now let's open our live server to see. So let me use some image here. I want to use some image to see. Okay, I've seen a mistake. So here, JPEG. All right, so if you open, you see something like that. Okay, so now you can see here. You can see clearly. Can you see? So I can change. Can you see something like this? So this one, because the color is blue, that's why you can't see. So let me change the color for here. So let's say I want to use a different image. So let me search for, I want a plain message here. Sorry. Okay, let me use this one rather. I think this one is okay. So I'm going back to my projects banner. There we go. So let's open our browser and check. Refresh your browser. Okay, so let me check here. This one is PNG. So the name of that image is what? PNG. So I'm going to my style. So it shows what? PNG. So where is this? The style, then PNG. Where is it? This particular one here. Here. So PNG. So here, PNG. So if you open your browser, you refresh, you see what? Something like this. Here. Hope you can see now. Okay. So we are going to do what? We are going to take a real life example here. So in the next lesson, we'll make it fit. So if your work, if your picture does not appear behind your hero section, or does not fit well, don't worry. If it doesn't, don't worry. We'll style it using what, or in the upcoming video. So in the next lesson, we'll make it fit beautifully across the entire section. And let's take some real life example here. Think about a website like Apple, Microsoft, or many software companies. The first thing you usually see is a large image with text displayed on top. That is exactly what we are beginning to build today. All right. So put this in mind. So choose high quality images that are not too busy. So here, after the tutorial, I'm going to create my own image and other things. I'm going to design as well. So as a developer or a designer, you have to know how to design as well in a design flyer or banner, anything. All right. If the image has too many colors or details, visitors may struggle to read the text placed on top of it. Simple and clean background images often create the best designs. So here, let's look at some common mistakes you make using the wrong image file. You consider if at the time you use the wrong image file, the picture was not showing. All right, because the CSS file is inside the CSS folder, so we use this one. We use this thing here. We use this thing. All right. So mistake 2: misspelling the image name. So instead of banner.png, I chose what? I use a PEG, something like that. Yes, I'm sure something like that. So some system treats uppercase N. Sometimes we can also type what? Banner, as we can begin with what? Capital B. Whilst here is what? Starts with what? Small b. Some systems treat uppercase and lowercase letters what? Differently. Mistake 3: using the image tag. This one here. The image tag. So sorry, the image. So this one. Using the image tag instead of background image when you want the image behind the content. This was CSS. All right. So remember, the image tag displays an image. Background image places an image behind what? An element. So here I'm going to give you a mini project here. So here you are going to update your website by completing the following tasks. Add a hero section. Give it the class hero. So give it the class what? Hero. Add the background image using the background image. Then I don't know how you name your background, and I think you have to design your flyer or your banner or the image that you want. All right. Now center the text. You are going to center the text as well. Then add enough padding to create a spacing hero section. Save your work and refresh your browser. Observe how your work or your website begins to look more professional. Today we learn what a background is, the background color property, the background image property, how relative file paths work, how to create the foundation of a hero section. Excellent work. Today you have learned how to use background colors and background images to improve the appearance of your website. You have also started building a hero section, which is one of the most important parts of many modern websites. In the 35 parts 2, we will continue by learning background repeat, background position, background size, background attachment. These properties will help us transform our hero section into a beautiful full-wheel banner similar to those found on professional websites. Thank you for joining day 35 of 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. This part 2. Sorry, this part 1. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep coding. I'll see you in the 35 part 2. Happy coding.